Namaste everyone, this is Pooja. This video is for those physiotherapists who have recently passed their PCE written and now are resident physiotherapist in Canada. Congratulations, good, a job well done, okay? So this video is just something that would give you a basic idea about what all you need to know before you go in for an interview. This is the very basic that you should know. In the next coming 6 to 8 minutes, what we are going to discuss is the different types of insurances that you'll see if you are to practice in Ontario, Canada. Basically, there are three types of insurance settings that you'll see. The first would be private pay, the second would be WSIB, third MVA. Now these names sound fancy right now, but you will be knowing them and you will be knowing in and out of it within a month. Okay, so don't worry about it. But it's essential that you know about these things so when you go into an interview, you are more confident. Now, Rutali is going to explain to us in detail what each of these means and how you can know more about these, these insurances, how you can go and check out the website and things like that. So let's hear from Rutali. Now you'll ask, who is Rutali? Rutali is a very good friend of mine. She has already helped us out with an OTA PTA diploma video as well. Rutali is a resident physiotherapist in Ontario. She has been practicing since more than a year now and she's really good at what she does. So let's hear it from us. Let's hear it from her and then get back again.
Hi everyone, my name is Rutali. Today I'm going to talk about all the different things that a resident physiotherapist needs to know before starting practice in Canada. So a number of you have taken the PCE written component and you have passed the exam and now you're waiting to practice as a resident. There are a few things you may want to know just to understand the insurance system in Canada and how things work inside of a clinic if you are going to be working in a clinic. So here are some of the three specific types of insurance or types of billing that are done to help you understand things better. So the first thing that I'm going to talk about is private pay or private patient billing. So most people in Canada, if through their job, through their employment, they have certain benefits known as extended health care, and they utilize those benefits to use them for physiotherapy, chiropractic, massage therapy services or other paramedical services which are covered by that insurance, and for each person this can be a different amount. So there are various private insurance companies like Sun Life, Manulife, Great West Life, Canada Life and a lot of other companies. So they provide the people with extended healthcare benefits. When your patient comes for a physiotherapy visit, the first thing that you do is an assessment and all the subsequent visits will be treatment visits. So the person will be charged based on their insurance company. Either they can submit it by themselves or sometimes the clinics will help you submit those. It's called direct billing when the patient doesn't have to pay anything and they can just come in for treatment and your administration team can take care of that. However, sometimes the patient may have to submit the receipts and get reimbursed. So that is one specific type of insurance known as the private insurance. Now let's talk about the next most important type of insurance, that is through your workplace for covering workplace injuries. There is a governing body in Ontario known as Workplace Safety and Insurance Board, also known as WSIB, and their website is www.wsib.ca. If a patient has a workplace injury that takes place at his job site, then his supervisor should be making something known as an incident report and the worker should report that this injury happened at workplace, and based on that they come for an assessment at your physiotherapy clinic, and the specific paperwork is slightly different. So you would do your regular assessment for sure, but depending on the area of injury, you would also submit a WSIB initial assessment report. There are various programs of WSIB and they keep getting updated each month, sometimes every year, sometimes every few months. For more accurate and up-to-date information, I would suggest that you go on the website, that is wsib.ca. They have a detailed information about all the different programs and the paperwork required for each. The third most important type of insurance is auto insurance or motor vehicle insurance. Commonly clinics will call this as MVA insurance. So not all of the clinics everywhere will accept patients after an MVA because the billing is slightly complicated. There is a specific guideline known as the minor injury guideline. So if most people, if they hopefully don't end up in a hospital, and if they come for a physiotherapy visit after an accident, then they are classified under the minor injury category or the MIG category, which is minor injury guideline. Based on this, an assessment is performed by the physiotherapist, and after that there are 3 different blocks of treatment. So most likely the insurance companies will not pay the clinic per visit, but they will pay them a lump sum amount for each block. So there is a specific amount that goes towards block 1, block 2 and block 3, and based on that you can decide how many visits your patient really requires to come in for. And after the minor injury guideline ends, if you require or if your patient requires to come in for more visits depending on their recovery, then an extension request can be placed, and there are certain forms which are used to explain that a little bit more in detail to the insurance company about what you are requesting. So the most popular form is known as an Ontario Claim Form, an OCF, which most popularly people must have heard. So there are various OCFs. The OCF 23 is the most important form, which is done by the physiotherapist on the day of the assessment. The OCF 23 is nothing but just a summary of what exactly the injuries are, whatever the client has reported based on the accident, and if there are any specific barriers that you would like to flag it to the insurance company, and also getting the patient's consent for treatment at your clinic. And the next important form is an OCF 18, which is usually done when you are requesting more treatment and when you are requesting an extension. So this is just an outline of how roughly things work in clinics in Ontario, in Canada. And this is completely based on my experience, but the billing or the structure may be different based on the clinic, based on wherever you work. There may be a different type of approach, but majority of the information can be found on the websites, because the other procedures of what the physiotherapist has to do may change from clinic to clinic. I would just like to say that all of this is very vast, and it is really hard to understand everything in one go and on your very first day. Even after looking at this video, you may get a brief outline of how things work inside a clinic and what is your role as a physiotherapist. But training may take several weeks. So if you are a new physio, don't panic. You've got this. Focus on the clinical aspect of it, because you have the knowledge that you need to be a physiotherapist to clinically assess a patient. The remaining paperwork, you will get it with time. You just need to focus on learning whatever your clinic teaches you. All the best to all the physiotherapy residents. I hope this video was really helpful in understanding some of the things before you start your new job at your clinic. Thank you.
So if you like this video, you might like other content on my channel, do check it out. And if you feel that this content can help other physio friends, do share it with them. Hit the subscribe button so that I know that you like it and you are interested in getting more videos. Also put it in the comment section if you have any questions or if you appreciate the work that we do. It really means a lot. And don't forget to follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and we also have a Facebook group where we discuss things related to physiotherapy in Canada and United States. So guys, Rutali did a wonderful job in explaining to us what is WSIB, what is MVA, the very basics that you need to know. So what I want from you guys is that now that you know where to look out for, check out WSIB's website, check out OCF 18 and 23. These are the very common basic forms that you will have to do when you start working as a resident physiotherapist. If you know these forms well enough, even before you go in for your interview, that would increase your confidence, and you can say with confidence to the employer that, you know what, I learned quickly because I already have done my research on MVA and WSIB, specifically for MVA, and that would increase your chances of getting the job. So all the best. Let me know if you have any other questions.